Gather, come to us, people from outside. Let's do it. My children. We are gathered here today.
She take my money and I'm in need. Yes, it's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger.
Welcome. I'm like the local Walgreens. It's not even Halloween, but I'm already celebrating Christmas. Good, everybody's here. Hi, everyone. Hello, good morning. It's still morning for me, because I'm on West Coast time. Thanks for being here. You guys are all taken care of, everybody's hydrating, fed, showering, because we're at a con. What is it about conventions where people are like, I'm going to defy the laws of kindness and not shower until Monday. I'm gonna challenge myself. Most people challenge themselves to get to the gym a couple times a week, or maybe, get a budget together, or, maybe binge a show. But I find that some people are like, I am gonna accept the challenge of not showering for a weekend. Because if you think about it, I know where it comes from. It comes from cartoons. You never see the cartoon characters shower. Everybody loves them. Everybody loves Homer. You rarely see him shower. I think in 30 years we've seen him shower 3 times. So you think, but everyone's taken care of. Everyone's doing these things. Yes? I see some of you going like, nope, now I'm not going to shower till Wednesday. It's not a game you win by doing that. In fact, you decrease your social circle when you do that. I just landed about 2 hours ago, so I'm glad I made it. And it's so funny, we have these rote responses that we give to things, and I really try to correct that with myself. Like, I find that the first thing people say when you get off a flight, and I do it too, how was your flight? I didn't pilot it. I am literally in the hands of whoever is in the front that I will never see, never know, don't even know their name. I am trusting them to take me from one location at 700 miles an hour, 5 feet in the air, to another place safely. And I will never even see their face. We do that. We get on planes and do that, yet we won't go into a haunted house.
It's true.
There are people in this room that will not go into a haunted house when they actually see the faces of the people that are going to scare them pre-makeup. They've got their bag and they're like, hey, hi, I see you in there. And then they're making their way and then they're going to get ghouled out. And for some reason, when they get ghouled out, people are like, nope, not going in there, not having it. But I am going to get on that plane that travels at supersonic speeds, super high in the air. So when I get off a plane, how I'm doing basically is, if I'm there, if I haven't lost my luggage, that's a good day. I was sleeping immediately when I got on that plane because I got on the flight my flight boarded at 11:20 last night. So I have been traveling quite a bit. How many people in here have never been on an airplane? Really? Now, out of those people, how many people have not been on an airplane because of fear? You're afraid to get on an airplane. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I can tell you, having been on as many flights as I have been on, I haven't wrecked yet. So if that's, but see, then I say that, and then you see things that happen where it's like, what? No, never mind, I don't want to scare you. How many people haven't been on a plane yet because they just haven't had time? You are busy. How many people want to go somewhere cool, but they're like, it involves getting on a plane, so I guess I'm not going to go to that place? Where do you want to go?
New Zealand.
You want to go to New Zealand, but you don't want to be on a plane. What is it about planes that freak you out?
Too many TV shows show plane crashes.
How many TV shows have you seen that show plane crashes? I can't even think of one off the top of my head. Which show? Grey's Anatomy? Did that happen in season 1? Look what happened to Lost. You guys talk about Lost. You're still talking about Lost. Looks like a plane crash did them good. If you look on a map, New Zealand is like 6 inches away. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be sleeping the whole time. Don't you want to sit in a cramped seat next to people you don't know, where everyone's coughing and sneezing into a fuselage that contains all of the germs, and then you can breathe it in and become immune to different sneezes? If it's your favorite place to be, then let's book it. Listen, you ready to fly American? Get this going here. What's your seat preference, window or aisle?
Aisle's pretty nice.
You know an awful lot about planes for having never been on one.
I just don't like them.
What if planes don't like you?
Well, at least I have to be here before I crash.
That's true. Let's go. I'm glad you're looking at the bright side. So for me, there's a lot that's been going on. It's so funny. Voiceovers, the entertainment industry is strange in general. For those of you, I'm Todd, by the way. Hello, I didn't introduce myself. Todd Haberkorn is me. It's a German last name. 50% of the people do not pronounce it correctly when they speak of it, but I do. The entertainment industry is tricky. When you run into people that aren't in the industry, the first thing they say is, what are some of the things you've been in? I often respond, I go, well, I don't know what you watch. There are about 1 million television shows out there, and video games, and movies, and songs, and books, and people. I don't know what you've seen. Ultimately, the minute you mention something, if you've got people that still haven't seen Star Wars A New Hope, it's pretty good that they haven't seen anything lately. So you can't sit there and then say, oh, well, I'm in Dragon Ball Z or I'm in da-da-da-da-da. Because the minute you say something that they don't recognize and they're forgetting the fact that they don't watch anything, they're going to be like, oh, okay. It's like, oh, okay? If I tell you what happens at the end of Back to the Future 2, that's a spoiler for you. So I don't say anyway, I just say I'm a carpet salesman. But then there are the other times where, like, this guy was moving stuff into the new place I'm at right now, and they start to see some of the items that I have around the house. Dragon Ball Z stuff, fairy tale stuff, and they're like, why do you like fairy tale? Yes. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, I like it too. How many episodes have you seen? And I'm like, all of them. And then that's at the beginning of the day. And then as we go through the day, they start to unpack things. They see things. They see microphones. They're like, what do you do in fairy tale? And I'm like, well, I don't know if you've seen all the episodes. And so then ultimately, they find out. But I still don't get a discount. The bill comes out, we're kind of looking at it together, and I'm like, we're going with that, huh? Well, guess fairy tale wasn't your favorite. I was just at a party recently, and someone saw my Star Wars tattoo, and they were like, it's almost like it's like I just woke up one day and had it on my arm. Like it wasn't a methodically thought out year-long process where I found the right award-winning artist and we talked about the design and went over it many times back and forth, and then we decided to sit down and endure the needle a million times going into my body. They go, oh, you've got a blah 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 tattoo. I'm like, yeah, I put it there. I do. He goes, do you have any other tattoos? And then I show him a fairy tale tattoo, and he goes, ooh, I know where that's from. And I'm, yeah, I had an ex. She made me watch fairy tale, and then she broke up with me, so I just can't watch it. And I was like, oh, well, I like it. And he didn't know I was not to. So he just kept going on about the show, and he goes, oh, and also the show, I like sci-fi. The show has a lot of fighting in it. I don't know if that's for me. I'm like, well, you probably hail Hydra. It's fine. But I wasn't able to convince him to go back and watch Fairy Tale yet. So, I mean, if he'd have to get back with that ex-girlfriend, and then he'd have to compromise some of his personal boundaries to make it happen, because I bet you the things that made them incompatible are still incompatible, but he should get back together. They're in the process of watching Fairy Tale and completing that journey, because we're about to start the next season very soon. I can't talk about my involvement in it.
Oh.
Because it's not certain yet. I don't know if I'm doing it. I don't know. We'll see. I really don't. We'll see. I know what's gonna happen, but right now we're doing a dance. That's a little adult discussion behind the curtain for you. Did you guys talk to Jeremy already? Is she doing the show? Good for her. Oh, we're doing it. It's like in Super Mario, you're gonna get to the flag, right? But you gotta go through the underworld first, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now. We're going through the underworld. I can't say anymore, but we're gonna get there. This is one of those things that leaks out online, and then I get a call from Funimation. I'm like, your move, playa. That's the first time I've ever talked about that. I don't think I should have said any of that. I really don't, but I did it anyway. Something that also came out this week that I'm pretty happy with. I'm Fuse Man in it, so you'll have to check that out. He is hopefully one of the harder bosses. I haven't played with him yet, but the other thing that came out recently, which is, let's see, how about, I gotta see if this is the one, because of course YouTube has great video filters. Let me see what's going on. But there's another game that came out that you guys may not know, because unless you're first-person shooter fans, you wouldn't necessarily know it.
I'm a first person.
But I'm in the new Destiny DLC for Destiny 2
Yes.
as the Drifter. And so what's really cool about working on Destiny is that there's a whole lore that they build with this world that's a lot of fun to be a part of. And to see, as we're working on it and seeing it grow and grow and build these storylines, they put a lot of work into it. It's very impressive. And also, I like games with good graphics. Destiny has some pretty appealing graphics. So it's fun to be a part of it. And also when you see the character, he kind of looks like me in a weird way. But I didn't do the facial capture for it. I did the voice. And I want to ask him next time I'm in session, I'm like, was that what's going on there? What's going on there? Is there Haber DNA in there? I want to know. The only thing that the character has that I actually can't do is he grows a very, very prolific, girthy beard. I can't do that.
So is that the start?
No, that's the end. I played Ho Chi Minh in a play once. It was actually the first ever time he was portrayed on stage. And my mom wasn't a fan. She's Vietnamese. She did not like that because she didn't like him. And then before she was mad at me for a long time. I don't know why. But he has a long, mustache, long, like Fu Manchu, like Kill Bill style beard. And they're like, okay, so do you want to go ahead and start growing that? I tried for 6 weeks.
They're not here yet.
No, didn't happen. It looked like, oh, Todd, you've been eating a sandwich, you've got some pepper all over your face. Didn't work. But with Destiny, it's, I'm learning a lot about the world that I didn't know before, because I don't have time to play every game. So when we go in to record a game, I don't know the history of it, and it's good that they're there to let me know, because I certainly need it. And with Destiny, I mean, everyone's played Destiny? Anybody? You play? So you know that it's a beefy lore.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out.
Oh. It's Destiny 2.
So weird with this mirroring, this lack of. Here we go. Come to me, play
Destiny
button.
2 for second player.
This little game you're about to play, I call Gambit. Your fire team's gonna compete with another gang of Guardians to see which of you is better at hunting all the enemies of humanity. All right,
See what I mean?
all right. Let's see what we've got. Fallen.
This is Gambit, an all-new hybrid game mode for Destiny 2 Forsaken. It's team PvE with some PvP. Fight, collect, bank, invade.
Perfect.
2 teams of 4 in separate arenas. First kill the boss wins. But you don't fight each other. Not yet. You fight these guys, and that thing. Kill enemies, grab the motes they drop, and bank them to score. Deposit enough at once, and you'll send the other team a blocker, a beast to slow down their progress.
That'll take them a while to chew.
And every 25 modes your team racks up, well, you don't send the beast, you are the beast. Buffed and unleashed on the enemy team with one goal: disruption.
One more in the grave. 3 down!
Pick your targets wisely, because when a Guardian dies, their motes die with them. Now, once your team has enough motes banked, you'll face the big boss, a primeval.
You summoned a primeval. Kill it, and the win is yours.
Burn him down. But look alive, because he won't be alone. A Guardian from the other team can keep invading through the final fight. Stick together to wreck the enemy faster, or send a Guardian to bomb the other side. Throughout a match, that's your gamble. And it can reap killer rewards. Fight, collect, bank, invade. Dominate the enemies. Deny your opponent. Destroy the primeval. This is Gambit.
Yeah!
Destiny 2 Forsaken available September 4th. Pre-order now and get Cade's exotic stash.
Yeah! You know, I was thinking about that whole fairy tale thing I mentioned. Let's not post that anywhere. Let's just keep that between us. Let mom and dad fight and get this stuff sorted right now. Don't post it. Or I'm gonna put you on an airplane.
He looks at her.
Let's see. So, how many people have played that DLC already? Wait, is it okay?
Yeah, I've already beaten it.
I haven't played it. Oh, okay. So there is a finish to the story?
Yes.
Okay. It's good to know.
Have you seen the normal trailer?
I've seen
For
the normal
Forsaken?
one.
Cade dies.
Yes, Cade. Sorry if you haven't played it. The main guy dies.
No, it's literally in the trailer.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay to talk to. Yeah, that's fine. We can spoil it. It's totally fine. People are still gonna play it.
Yeah.
Right?
They showed it in the trailers, and everybody was sad.
So the other thing, so I think what officially began yesterday, or no, what officially begins tomorrow, is that Fairy Tale starts airing again. So we did a little something or other here
Oh my gosh, get it.
that you need to see. Oh, hold on. I wish I had my own. One last time. What is this? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we are counting down our picks for the top 3 things to remember before watching Fairy Tale's final season.
Can't you see? Did you even think of what this would do to me?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're going to be looking at the 3 essential plot points you need to be aware of before Natsu and Company's climactic adventure kicks off. Get ready for all manner of magically based spoilers and copious amounts of flying cats down the line. I'm Todd Haberkorn, the voice behind the sandal-wearing, scarf-toting, pink-haired fire wizard, and I'm ready to put a fire back in my belly. Let's get ready to fire Dragon Mojo! Number 3, Fairy Tale is no more? Say it ain't so.
Fairy Tale will not rebuild. I'm disbanding it.
After the events of Tartaros, you would have thought our motley crew of mages would be kicking it back, maybe thinking about settling down and finally bringing those ships into dock. Wink, wink. Unfortunately, none of that comes to pass, as it turns out the guild has been disbanded.
Right after you left, the guild broke up.
After making a blazing return following a year of training, Natsu learns the sad truth from Lucy that all their friends have gone their separate ways. Does that get him down? Of course not. He decides to hit the road in order to get the old gang back together. After setting the princess's castle on fire first, of course. Hashtag insurance companies hate me. We're gonna get everyone together, and the guild will be better than ever. Number 2, the death of Ignia.
Just forever getting that book.
Dad, come back! Hold back the tears and raise your wings in respect for the departing of Natsu's beloved father figure. In a shocking twist, it turns out that all the Dragon Slayer's parental figures were actually hiding out inside their bodies, waiting for the chance to emerge in order to lay a fiery beatdown on fellow dragon and overall asshole Agnologia.
It doesn't matter where you stand, I'll still destroy you. Just like I'll destroy them and the entire world.
Despite putting up a valiant effort, Igneal falls at the final hurdle when facing off against the Black Dragon of the Apocalypse, robbing Natsu of his dear old daddy. Needless to say, we are all too eager to see him get some much-needed revenge in the upcoming season. I'm gonna set aside my abandonment issues, Dad, as long as you agree to never make Lucy cry, and you realize that Blue is the cutest little naked snowman in the bigger river.
Taught me how to love. Never forget that.
Number 1, Natsu is END.
I'll find END, and then I'll take him down.
We had all heard rumors about Zaref's ultimate weapon, the entity strong enough to not only bring hell to all Earthland, but also wipe out Zaref himself. What kind of monster could this be? What horrible being could possess such wicked ferocity? The answer to this came in the form of just 3 little words. Ethereus Natsu Dragneal.
Perhaps you can surpass me. Try. Natsu. Or should I say, Ethereus Natsu Dragneal.
As you can expect, there's going to be a lot of devilish details left for the final arc to answer, as well as a much-anticipated final showdown between Fairy Tale Salamander and the ultimate dark wizard. Fuck you, Harry Potter.
Do you agree with all pigs? Check out these other great clips.
Forgot about that part.
Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about.
Oopsie. So yeah, so hopefully you guys are ready and caught up.
I'm not.
Does anybody have any questions on your mind
I'm
about
far
anything
behind.
from fairy tale to planes to what you should be eating in the morning for breakfast? Yes.
No, I was gonna say, why is all Natsu always motions?
Did I ever cry when I was voice acting some of the episodes?
Just magic. It's motion.
I think when Dad died, I think I did. I believe I did then. Outside of that, it's very rare because when we're doing a show or doing a project, especially with voiceover, you so rarely get the script ahead of time. So if it were theater, I would have time to prep the script and really immerse and marinate in the story, and then when the time comes, I feel connected in a different way than you're connected in voiceover, and where it's a much more visceral, cathartic experience, moments like that. With voiceover, it moves so quickly. Like when we do Fairy Tale, I see the script when I go into the session. So it's funny when people say, what's your favorite line from Oron High School Host Club? I saw that script for a combined total, each line, for about 30 seconds. So what's your favorite line? Because that's my favorite line. And it's just the nature of voiceover. So there are a few times when I have cried when I was recording. One, it snuck up on me. One, I didn't know it was going to happen. I was working on this live action movie where it's like a brother, where they were on the wrong side. They were each against each other in a war, and one dies in the arms of my character. In the arms of my character that I voice today. I watch him inspire in a vocal way. So he died. And then I began crying. I was like, whoa, what's happening? Not like a man who's like, oh, I don't cry. Where are these tears coming from? But it's like, oh my God, I'm crying. It typically happens when I don't do a lot of audiobooks anymore, just because they're hard. But when I was doing more audiobooks, there were times when I it hit me. Because with that, it's kind of a different situation. By the time that moment typically comes in a book, you've gone through the entire journey intimately right up to that moment. So I'll cry because I'm experiencing what that character's experiencing, or I'm reading a book that's pretty bad and I'm crying because I'm not done with it yet. Those are rare. Next question. Yes. Hi.
Video games are a lot different, I imagine. How do you get all of those auditions?
Sure, with video games, it's the same process for auditioning and getting the job. Now, I'm in a position where I'm very grateful and fortunate to where it's like, I'll get called and people just say, come do this game. Or it's a game company, they're fans and they're like, we want to get the guy that does the voice of whoever in the game. But the audition process is the same. Now, the actual recording process is different in the sense that with video games, we rarely see anything of the game. It's a spreadsheet. That's what our lines are on. So we have to craft and have a good director that's there with imagination, our imaginations working together to make it, to replicate, like when I do Call of Duty, I'm not seeing anything, but I know that franchise so well that I know. And also, when I'm working on Destiny, I may not know the world of that game, but I know the tropes. I know that when I'm doing the multiplayer call out, I know it's got to be tight. I know that it has to be a certain energy level because you're going to be hearing it a lot. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry. Because you're going to be hearing me a lot. When I work on, I'm trying to think of a video game. When I do, when I work on World of Warcraft, I'll at least see what my character looks like beforehand. So that's good, but that's so rare, super, super rare. When I do Ben 10, we get the script beforehand. We get the script and the storyboards like several days before. That's super rare. When I did, Scooby-Doo, got the script, get on in there. Don't even know. So it's super rare to see the stuff beforehand. Good one, Scoob! Next question. Yes, sir, at the top hat. Say that one more. Have I ever had to what?
Have you ever had to deal during a fight like a crying child or something?
During a fight? Go ahead. Oh, yes. Deal with a kid that's crying? Oh, hell yeah. I've been on a plane a lot.
They weren't crying. They were screaming on quite a few hour flight.
Well, maybe the plane was utilizing the scream energy to power the plane. And they couldn't talk to you about it because it was highly sensitive proprietary software and hardware for the plane. Now, typically, when kids are crying on the plane, it's their equilibrium's getting thrown off. And babies don't know how to communicate it because whoever designed babies gave them two methods of communication. Crying, smiling, laughing. That's it. It's two knobs. It's like even a stove has more options than a baby. But your natural instinct, you are supposed to get agitated when a baby's crying because it's a natural thing that's supposed to happen. And if it doesn't, you're probably a sociopath. But you're supposed to get agitated because the baby's letting you know something is wrong. And you're supposed to be alerted and you're like, poo, what do I do about this baby? My dad did not have that instinct. My dad, it activated more anger in him. So that was fun to grow up with. That's why when I was like, he came up to me, he's like, Todd, you're 22, you need to stop this crying. I'm joking, he never saw me when I was 22, he left when I was very young. Anyway, so yes, I have dealt with kids on planes. I've also dealt with, the big dude, the giant guy that has the middle seat. And there's that moment where I feel like if you've got the middle seat, you deserve both armrests. Listen, I've got 3 inches of leg room on my side. You go ahead and have all the armrest space you want. But you give it, that's the etiquette, I read that. You're supposed to give them both the armrests. So the only thing that I don't like on planes, the food's never good on a plane. It's just never good, ever. Even when you're up at the front and it's the hot food, it's.
Even the water is terrible.
The water, well, that's because it's got germs and viruses in it.
Oh my god.
So that's why. You're tasting, it tastes like, oh, is that ginger ale? No, that's Ebola. But it's a very, very low form of it. It's not the kind that's gonna kill you, because if they kill you on the first flight, you don't buy another ticket and you don't complete your other flight. So they need to dumb it down a little bit so that it gets you just sick enough to be like, oh man, I can't make that drive, but I guess I can fly it. That's what they want. Let's see, next question. Yes, ma'am.
So I heard on Wikipedia like a months back that you guys have some sort of like fairy tale tea when you're recording.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so what's in it?
The fairy tale tea. It's throat coat tea. So I know I'm gonna need it, because it's been what, we did the movie, but even then it's been like 2 years since I think we've recorded an episode. And throat coat tea literally coats your throat so that it doesn't heal your throat. It numbs it so you don't feel how in pain your throat is and you can keep going. I don't know if I can do a whole episode in one sitting anymore. When I first started out doing fairy tale years ago, I couldn't do longer than a 3-hour session because there's just so much. And Nazi's voice was fairly different back then. If you go watch the early episodes now, he's been through some S. And so then I got to the point where I could get through a full day, totally, no problem. But now we're back to where I don't know if I can do that anymore. Because I tested it. When I went in to do World of Warcraft recently, one of the characters I did was he's an upcoming orc that's making his way. And the whole time, it's an orc voice, and it hurts. Oh man, it is not fun. It's not that it's not fun. It's not fun to have that. You know what I mean? It's fun, but it's not. You know, no one wants to have their throat look like after you put the salami in the meat grinder and it like poos out of the little holes. But I did it, and for the rest of the day, it's like no talking. I'm on vocal rest. So we'll see how it goes with Fairy Tale, because those are simul-dub episodes, so they're recorded every week. So for the next 60 weeks, presumably, I'll be tearing up my throat. So we'll see how it goes. Possibly. Next question. Yes, my plane friend.
Tips for voice acting.
Tips for voice acting. If you sound like me, do something else. Let's see. Other than that, I mean, it's interesting. The tips are the same as with any job. Do your best. Try not to make people mad along the way, and try to always get better, I suppose. The industry, it's such a wild world, because I'm going up against, people I grew up watching in the same market for the same types of roles. And they've been doing it since I was a little kid. And I'm sure they're thinking, who's this kid coming in here and blah, 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 blah. It's so weird, because normally in a corporate setting, you put your time in, you build up, and no one touches your spot as you make your way up, generally. I mean, there are little young whippersnappers that are trying to make the way all the way up to where you're at. But generally, so it's a different beast, because it's like I could go in for an audition for a role, and the casting director's buddy, who was told he has a good voice and should do voiceover, has never done it before, tries out and gets the role. Yet, I've done it for years and trained for years, blah, blah, but this guy, because he has his training is his buddy who's casting it, he gets in. So it's so weird how that can happen. I try to reduce that amount of possibility by always trying to turn people's friends against them. So that's me. No, I don't do that. One thing I watch online when I have a chance, when I need to unwind after a day in the office and voicing and I can't talk, and I'm sitting there with my dinner and my spoon and my tourniquet, and I'm heating up something in the spoon. Soup, people, soup. I don't know what you're thinking. This is what not to do with your life. Don't watch this and think you need to do this. This is a PSA for you to be safe and take care of yourself. See? Don't do things like that. If there are parents in here, you're welcome. You're welcome that I'm showing you this series. You can show your kids and get them to be smarter. See, I know there are people in here that were like, oh, I'm not going to do that tomorrow anymore. You'd already had it written in your calendar. He's not good at that crane arm game. Okay. You didn't wrap the TV. Smart. You're in the snow, slippery snow. You didn't wrap it in a blanket. Good. Let's watch what happens. Absolutely. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Get out! Now, shut the door. Shut the door.
That's why the kid does that. You don't do that to Grandma. Oh, is that his truck? Oh, I don't, dude. I think you can stop chasing it. I don't think you're gonna catch up to it. It's merging on its own. There we go. The median got him for you. Well, where's the little thing you was sitting on? It's gone now. No, it's an honest mistake. He did that on purpose so you can hug him. You're wearing sandals, you're not wearing a helmet, you're wearing shorts, and look what happens. Exactly what happens. He hurt his foot. Ooh! Poop water! Don't put your hand in it! charger though. Get the charger. Oh, poop water! It followed you. It's spreading. Don't let the PW get you. See, they're running from the poop water. Teaches you a lesson. Stay in it and embrace it. In that case. Okay, all right, okay. What's he doing? He's trying to make a giant chopstick. This is why they don't show this part in vampire shows where they're making the steak. I got it, thank you. Thanks, man. Well, it only took him a minute to make it. Start again. Aren't you supposed to like treat it and like reinforce it and stuff first? I mean, you see Link build one and he doesn't do anything with it. He just puts some string on it. I get it, but that's a bad example. So don't do those things, people, okay? I mean, I know that it seems like I shouldn't have to say that, but I feel like I do have to say that. Because there's some of you, how many of you are like, I would do that still? Yeah, you won't go on a plane, but you'll do some of those things. Something.
Not the first time I've heard that.
Well, because I said it twice. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, guys, thank you for being here. Let's see, for the rest of the day, I think I have autographs at 2. Yeah. Fun. And I'm actually gonna go, I guess, the human body needs calories. I've had 0 today. And I didn't have any last night because I was flying the plane, of course. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll see you at autographs, and then there's some VIP meet and greet this evening? Yeah? Okay. All right. We're gonna practice the top 10 things that you just saw in that video. So we're gonna make our own bow. We're gonna install a pole, and there's gonna be PW. We'll see you guys later.